Flight, a monologue from the screenplay by John Gattens. Whip Whitaker. That was it. I was finished. I was done. It was as if I reached my lifelong limit of lies. I could not tell one more lie. And maybe I'm a sucker, because if I had told just one more lie, I could have walked away from all that mess and kept my wings, kept my false sense of pride. And more importantly, I could have avoided being locked up in here with all you nice folks for the last months. But I'm here. And I'll be here for at least the next 4 or 5 years. And that's fair. I betrayed the public trust. I did. That's how the judge explained it to me. I betrayed the public trust. The FAA, Federal Aviation Administration, they took away my pilot's license, and that's fair. My chances of ever flying again are slim to none, and I accept that. I've had a lot of time to think about it, all of it, doing some writing. I wrote letters to each of the families that had lost loved ones, and some of them were able to hear my apology. Some of them never will. And I also apologize to all the people that tried to help me along the way, but I couldn't or wouldn't listen. People like my wife, my ex-wife, and my son. And again, like I said, some of them will never forgive me. Some of them will. But at least I'm sober. And I thank God for that. I'm grateful for that. And this is going to sound real stupid coming from a man who's locked up in prison. But for the first time in my life, I'm free. A monologue from the screenplay by John Logan and Oliver Stone. Coach Tony D'Amato. I don't know what to say, really. 3 minutes till the biggest battle of our professional lives all comes down to today. Now either we heal as a team or we're going to crumble. Inch by inch, play by play, till we're finished. We're in hell right now, gentlemen. Believe me. And we can stay here, get the shit kicked out of us, or we can fight our way back into the light. We can climb out of hell 1 inch at a time. Now, I can't do it for you. I'm too old. I look around, I see these young faces, and I think, I made every wrong choice a middle-aged man can make. I pissed away all of my money, believe it or not. I chased off anyone who's ever loved me. And lately, I can't even stand the face I see in the mirror. When you get old in life, things get taken from you. That's part of life. But you only learn that when you start losing stuff. You find out life's this game of inches. So is football. Because in either game, life or football, the margin for error is so small. 1/2 a step too late or too early, and you don't quite make it. 1/2 second too slow, too fast, you don't quite catch it. The inches we need are everywhere around us. They're in every break of the game, every minute, every second. On this team, we fight for that inch. On this team, we tear ourselves and everyone else around us to pieces for that inch. We claw with our fingernails for that inch. Because we know when we add up all those inches, that's going to make the fucking difference between winning and losing. Between living and dying. I'll tell you this. In any fight, it's the guy who's willing to die who's going to win that inch. And I know if I'm going to have any life anymore, it's because I'm still willing to fight and die for that inch. Because that's what living is. The 6 inches in front of your face. Now, I can't make you do it. You got to look at that guy next to you. Look into his eyes. Now, I think you're going to see a guy who will go that inch with you. You're going to see a guy who will sacrifice himself for this team because he knows when it comes down to it, you're going to do the same for him. That's a team, gentlemen. And either we heal now as a team or we will die as individuals. That's football, guys. That's all it is. Now, what are you going to do? The Pillow Man, a monologue from the play by Martin McDonagh. Ariel. Oh, really? Well, I'll tell you what there is about me. There is an overwhelming, and there is an all-pervading hatred. A hatred of people like you. Of people who even lay the littlest finger on children. I wake up with it. It wakes me up. It rides on the bus with me to work. It whispers to me. They will not get away with it. I come in early. I make sure all the bindings are clean and the electrodes are in the right order so we won't waste time. I admit it. Sometimes I use excessive force. And sometimes I use excessive force on an entirely innocent individual. But I'll tell you this. If an entirely innocent individual leaves this room for the outside world, they're not gonna contemplate even raising their voice to a little kid again. Just in case I hear them and drag them in here for another load of excessive fucking force. Now, is this the kind of behavior in an officer of the law in some way questionable, morally? Of course it fucking is. But you know what? I don't fucking care. 'Cause when I'm an old man, you know what? Little kids are gonna follow me around, and they're going to know my name and what I stood for. And they're going to give me some of their sweets and thanks. And I'm going to take those sweets and thank them and tell them to get home safe. And I'm going to be happy. Not because of the sweets. I really don't like sweets. But because I'd know in my heart that if I hadn't been there, not all of them would have been there. Because I'm a good policeman. Not necessarily good in the sense of being able to solve lots of stuff, because I'm not, but good in the sense that I stand for something. I stand for something. I stand on the right side. I may not always be right, but I stand on the right side. The child's side. The opposite side to you. And so naturally, when I hear that a child has been killed in a fashion such as this little Jesus thing, you know what? I would torture you to death just for writing a story like that, let alone acting it out. So you know what? Fuck what your mom and dad did to you and your brother. Fuck it. I'd have tortured the fuck out of them if I'd had them here. Just like I'm going to torture the fuck out of you now, too. 'Cause two wrongs don't make a right. Two wrongs do not make a right. So kneel down over here, please, so I can connect you to this battery.